What is this Congo music?
Hay un nuevo superhéroe mexicano y muy audaz, llena de amor tiene el alma y se llama Chocheman. Tiene una bonita panza donde sus poderes guarda y tiene un corazonzote que de grande se le salta. Chocheman, 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 Chocheman. No le llegan ni a la panza, ni Batman ni Superman. Y el hombre araña le saca a los panzazos de Chocheman. Chocheman, 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 Chocheman. Ese soy yo, Rosa.
Yahoo! Ole.
Chocheman manda un mensaje a esos gringos tan ingratos que ese muro que construyen para taparnos el paso, más vale que ya lo paren, no les va a durar ni un rato. Chocheman piensa tumbarlo solamente de un panzazo. Chocheman,
Chocheman, Chocheman, Chocheman, Chocheman, Chocheman, Chocheman,
también vuela como todos, pero a veces se nos cae el combate, la tristeza, poniéndonos a bailar. Chocheman,
Chocheman, Chocheman, Chocheman, Chocheman, Chocheman, I'm having a good time here. Wait a minute. No! This is not Angie. Hello everybody! Welcome back to yet another match on Oreo Cup. Now we are going to have a interesting pairing, a little more closer than the previous match. However, bouncing between the two previous stages, we're going to have 64 and 32, JR versus Little Nania, Fade. It'll be a rather interesting upcoming match. We're going to check their seedings now. As for JR, do seem to be generally preferable to converts, especially in the no-out orientation. Gonna lack a little bit on the hiddens there, but it is really no biggie considering that they are their seed. Henceforth, Naya but deducted a bit more than intended. However, now we're gonna check Lil Nania's seeding and see if all throughout they are what we can consider an all-rounder, having a preference towards, let's say, convert picks. I'm not exactly sure if these DD2 and HO2s are converts. They are gonna have a general preference towards those kind of skill sets. A bit more precise, a little more generally high CS. It'd be very nice to see. I am not sure if these players have warm-ups submitted. I'm gonna check. No beat map selected for the time being. It'll be very nice to see these players compete. Yoo-hoo, any signal for chat? Whoopsie! Gonna have a little complications towards the start of the match. Someone ate the wires. While we take this time to fix everything going on, I am going to BRB. Should be back quickly. My apologies.
This time I'll let you know we're gonna go. I'm gonna show you my heart and soul. This time, my love. And I'll find some peace. This time I'll let you know we're gonna go. I'm gonna show you my heart and soul. This time, my love. I wanna be your man, your lover and your fan. I'm gonna love you true. I wanna be the one you come home to. I'm gonna treat you right, do you every night, my love.
Alrighty, there we go. Technical difficulties have finally been resolved, and we can move on to the match officially. We're gonna have the swingy map once more. Number 3, first pick. Coming from... Who is this pick from? Oh, from Nania's side. Cookie Monsters picking first, assuming that they won the roll with a whichever advantage. Yes, I have noticed. Gonna start off rather comfortably from both sides. J-Aura did seem to have an early miss, which is going to get the score advantage a little bit onto Nania's side. However, it is no biggie, another miss. A little bit more of a swingy map to kick off with. Interesting seed gap. Gonna have a few more, gonna have a panic there. Nania going to maintain that high combo, while J-Aura begins rebuilding. Only halfway through, J-Aura going to drop once more. Give Nania a little more of a chance to run away with that general high score. Halfway in, gonna kick off with the secondary PI section, which both players are gonna hold up very decently on, despite the team is going to tap for more of an intensity. The Nania doesn't seem to be stepping down from that high combo that they are building up. J-Aura is still attempting to rebuild. I shouldn't have said anything. Dropping the once more. gonna step into 1k combo threshold. They're going to start tripping up a little more on this final chaos section, which is to be expected as this one does really bring the heat into the map. Little Nania finally going to choke that SC, unfortunately. It's blunder movement. However, suspecting how low they are when it comes to the seeding, this is a very impressive showing. Both players are gonna hit that little bursty swingy section and prevail continuously. Very impressive showings from both of the players. Unfortunately, this score gap is a little more prevalent. However, one miss from Little Nania, seeing as they are seed 32, and this is one of the harder maps when it comes to the no one slots, is very impressive showing. JR themselves also getting a very nice score, especially seeing how low they are when it comes to general seeding. As previously stated, seeming to prefer convert picks more than anything, so we could in some case scenarios say that this was a little more closer than expected. JR gonna have the opportunity to pick now, and they're gonna do DT2, the classical Finnish song, Vodka. As previously seen, this map can usually go either way. Could begin the map shortly. Panic, please. Panic, please. Thank you. Kicking off the DT2 rather strongly from both players, seeming to have significant accuracy drops, but in the meantime it's not really going to do much damage. But Little Nania going to find 2 misses as we speak. JR going to slightly balance it out, however it is not going to be enough. Squirrely still kind of bleeding over to JR's side, and however unfortunately is going to slip away from their grasp as they get that miss. Seem to balance out, yes, unfortunately going to balance out the early chokes from Nania's side. Another miss here. Seem to continuously overdash on these patterns. A little more flowy than intended. Nania going to drop. Squirrely over to JR's side, slowly closing the gap. We both find misses at a consecutive time. However, Nania seems to be a little bit later on, which is going to give JR a little spark of hope to getting this pick back. There is still a quarter of the map left, so essentially anything can happen at any time, seeing as how close these players are when it comes to general combat skills. Seeming to also be pretty balanced on DT. JR unfortunately going to drop that shoot star. I'm going to glint over to Nania. That miss may have just fortunately did the fate for JR. There's not going to be enough time to restore this to their pick, which will lead to First break point of the match. Still impressive showings from both of them, only a 3-miss gap. However, you do know that you are facing someone of a similar caliber, but a little bit higher once a 10-miss becomes obsolete. It is still very nice showing for both of the players, staying active and consistent on a pick like that. It's gonna be a little bit more of an Olgin map with a lot more flow than expected. And now we are going to have the hidden one picked. I will pick you up, Cyril. Going to be a custom map from an Apple hater, aka Saruki. I truly love seeing this map mapped or pooled anywhere, essentially. It does bring good memories back from when I used to be a beginner as well. However, this is not about me, this is about our magnificent players. Gonna have to proceed, they want to play Face It. Few early misses from Jayora. Quite a few, actually. Fortunately, seeing that the lack of proper hidden reading are going to slightly undo their performance at the start. Jayora, unfortunately, just not being able to keep a combo on a pick like this. Which I do understand, which the patterns being a little more complex than what you'd expect for a usual Final 32 hidden one. Seem to show off how the hidden scene looks. However, little Nania going to drop the accuracy on their SS, still maintaining an FC. Oh no, the accuracy. Oh no. Halfway through the song, little Nania continuing their FC streak. To excel in general hidden performance. Well, Jayora is not being able to stick out. Little Nania going to drop their FC. Some more jumpy section following. Nania going to choke on that as well. Final Ki going to stake out. Gonna give players an opportunity to see a little bit more of the general hidden threshold. A bit more of the hit lighting being prominent. Would this do Nania justice to catch up that score? What? Missing at the final two notes. Unfortunate. However, there is quite a bit of telling who excels in hidden performance in general. It's unfortunate. JR trying their best, just couldn't stick the landing. We thank Saruki once more for an amazing hidden custom. Nania score, though it was a choke, is expected to seeing the difficulty ramp up towards the end there. Seem to have found a weak spot that they could exploit within the future of this match. However, now it is JR's opportunity to perhaps get that combo back. Possible. And they are going to pick Duplication, Isaac. I made the tech orient map. Gonna be a lot more of a bursty, speedy type of map. This is one of the more harder reigns that I've seen prominently used in tournaments. I do like it whenever it is used due to the song. Default is a fascinating choice. However, we're not going to dwell on that as the map is going to start. Smooth sailing for both of the players. So JR is going to find that first drop. Passing the baton over to little Nania. And so I think it's running away with it rather easily. Even early game misses on a map this short can be a detrimental loss. Players in the bursts with ease. I have noticed that no Nania choke giving a little bit more of an advantage to Jay or closing the gap slightly. I have noticed that when it comes to this specific pick, players seem to slip up a lot more on the streams. J-Aura missing, passing the score advantage that they did, the possibility that would get to reverse this. Fortunately, goes back to Nania, who's staying on their toes when it comes to combo, or trying to rebuild the rest of their abilities. We have a quarter of the map left. Anything can happen at any time. J-Aura is going to continue slipping up on these bursts. Nania's combo consistently remaining. It's gonna be a point for little Nania. This is the second break point of the match. Unfortunately. Ooh. Gonna have a little bit more of a spicy pick here, and it's gonna be the EX. Thank you, scientist. Wrinkle. One of the first times I see one of their songs in a tournament. Truly fascinating choice. However, didn't run the deviation of being just a general Momot slot, going to be a tad bit harder, which does make sense for its name, being extreme. A song length of 2 minutes and 15 seconds. I'm gonna need to make sure that they reduce misses to the best of their abilities if they wish to remain in the lead. We're gonna start off rather well considering how spaced out this map seems to be from the first show point. Kiora is likely going to dash intentionally and bring the advantage onto little Nania's side. And so early on. You know, just which spots to press in order to get to squeeze a few points out of this. Both of the players hitting the doubles. Or JR are going to now to get to that field at the right time. And Nania is going to maintain the double S. Already on the halfway checkpoint. Gonna ramp up in the difficulty a little bit. More misses from the side of JR. Not exactly being able to keep up with these more technical patterns. A little bit more spaced out than what you typically see in a catch map. Gonna start falling behind a bit more towards the end. Seems to be quite stamina lengthy. Ooh, but little Nania as well going to start chases with JR, but can it truly come back? Such a late point in the map. Fortunately, it seems that there will be no signs of a return. Just far too late. And that'll be it for the match. In general, very impressive scores from both of the sides. Unfortunately, I cannot see JR's final count due to them exiting out of the lobby. But what we do know is that little Nania is going to be the winner of this match. Very impressive showings for a player of such a seed. Alongside the JR. So I'm looking at Nania is going to be facing off against, I do believe that's Sir Hicks, Chris. I'm not sure how to pronounce their name. Was this a losers bracket match? Judging by the positioning of the general seating, unfortunately, this may spell doom. for JR's side, and will cause them to drop out of the tournament. But they did have very little showings for checking how low their seed was. And so we're going to see Nikkei versus Still in, does that say 2 years? I'm just going to suspect that that is not correct. Anyway, thank you all for watching. We hope to see you. We hope to see you soon, whenever the next match proceeds. Thank you all for sticking around, and indeed you deserve all the cookies and pee-pee that you can get. Goodbye.